Hey everyone, it's Dr. Becky, Dementia Disruptor, with tips, tricks, and potentially painful truths about dementia. It's Foodie Friday. So, been going back and forth on what I want to talk about today. I have my utensils to talk about utensils, and then I go back and forth between that and finger food. So, let's talk about the utensils first. Since I got them out of the drawer, and they all match, which is quite an accomplishment in my life right now. These are very useful. They are very helpful. They help us feed ourselves. Right? Right. If you're like me, you have certain forks and spoons and such that feel better in your hand, and you like them better, and you get annoyed when your sweetie takes your favorite fork and leaves you with the wonky one that you don't like. Or maybe that's just me. Anyway, stuff to think about with utensils for our loved ones. So there's a point where we have to stop using utensils, and we'll talk about that another time on another Foodie Friday, because there's a lot to talk about with Foodie Friday. But I'm thinking about my own sensory challenges with silverware and how I like it to feel in my hand, how I like a different weight. I don't like silverware that's too light. This could also be the same for our loved ones. So maybe they've never cared about the weight of their fork in their hand, and now they need a heavier fork because it gives them more input through their hand to where it is in space. It makes it easier to cut food, cut meat, or even into something soft, because they can feel where their hand is and where that utensil is within what they're doing. Or they don't have to work as hard to make it cut through because it has a little bit of heft to it. In the same way, they may have always loved heavier silverware like I do, and now it's too much, it's too heavy. It makes their hand just not want to move the way it needs to move and things like that. It might be we need to find lighter silverware because that's going to work better for them. It could be the handle is now too small for their hand because they have arthritis as well. So maybe we need to buy silverware that's already built up. They sell that on Amazon, or weighted silverware. Or if they have a little bit of a tremor, or say they have Parkinson's dementia, or they have Lewy body dementia and there's some Parkinsonianism in there, they have silverware that actually has a gyroscope inside, so that way it always stays right side up. So even if their hand is moving different ways across the little bowl of the spoon will stay upright. There's a lot of different options with utensils to help our loved one be independent as long as possible with food. And again, there's a point where we have to start taking away knives and even forks and just do everything with spoons or our fingers. But look at those different options. Think about how your loved one's sensory system is changing. Think about, look at what they're successful with. Are they more successful with a fork that's heavy? Are they more successful with a fork at a restaurant than they are with a fork at home? Note that sometimes the restaurant thing is a show timing thing, but, look at that. Try something different. Nice thing with Amazon, you can buy it and return it. I'm putting together my Amazon Marketplace right now. I will put a couple of those in there just to give you some ideas of things. Same kind of thing if they're having a hard time holding it. They have ones with straps that strap onto their hands so they don't keep dropping it. So many adaptive tools to help with eating, to allow our loved ones to be independent and do things the way they've always done them for as long as possible. All right, so experiment with utensils. Here's my favorites. Just give it a try. Like I said, nice thing is you can return to Amazon. If it didn't work, it's all good. And you at least tried something different to let them be themselves as long as they can. All right. As always, like, share, follow, leave the comments. If you have something amazing with utensils that you found, put it in there. Even if it's as simple as, I've taken the insulating foam that you get for your pipes, and I've wrapped that around silverware with some duct tape to build up a handle. I've done that too. So you guys are awesome. We're going to get through this together. Y'all have a great day.